Let's go. Let's go. Okay, family, that's what I'm talking about. Because when we move together, we make things happen, you guys. I don't know if you know, but when there's two or three or more, great things happen. Supernatural activity happens. Growth happens. Love happens. Abundance happens. If you guys do not know me, I'm so happy and grateful to be here with all you guys. My name is Femi, and we are in it tonight, you guys. I am so excited I'm so excited to tell y'all about who we have today. But before we get into that, I'm gonna tell you guys a little bit about my story. Some of you guys know me, some of you guys may not know me, but get used to seeing my face, seeing me around. And I want you to know that each and every one of you guys, like I am here for everyone, whatever you need, I'm here. Use our experience, use the leaders in this space, use everyone that you have around you, you guys, because wealth is a team sport. We're not making to the top of the top by ourselves. We're going to do it together because, like Jim Rohn says, it takes each of us to help all of us. Okay, let's go. So I found this space about 4.5 years ago, 4 years ago, sorry. And I am a mom of two girls, right? And as you guys know, we did the traditional route. I was given the paradigm to go to school, a corporate job, picket fence, and 2.5 kids. I don't even know what that means. I don't know how you can have half a kid, but maybe they mean the dog. But I believed in that plan, right? I come from an immigrant family, and I've had to watch my mom start over from scratch. Okay, she had her degree. She was elite. She was a top nurse in her country. She was already doing her thing. We were living our life. We were honestly royalty in Haiti. But when we came here, we had to say goodbye to that life, and I had to watch her struggle. And then my father passed away. So then it just became us. And I don't know how many single mom households that we have, but you guys know it's not easy. So we are no strangers to struggle, right? But what did I do? I let that struggle fuel me, right? So going to school, doing everything, making my mom proud, not wanting her to have student loans. What did I do? I put myself through school, you guys. I used this that God gave me, and I got straight A's, and I got scholarships, and I got everything paid for to the T. And I can proudly say that I'm student loan free. And unfortunately, our system is not set up like that. It's actually set up so you can have multiple student loans plus loans and get out and not even be able to pay them, right? And this is why I love this space. So I went into the workforce, of course, and by the time I finished my 2 degrees, and I thought I was gonna, this is it, you guys, I did it. Success is gonna make me be able to step in the room. Success is gonna give me everything I want. Guess what? I got 3 jobs, no time with my 2 kids, working, driving around, making it happen, just to have enough time to sleep and get up and do it all over again. Okay. And I was like, all right, God, what is it? I have to have more. So I did find this one job that was supposed to be everything. But guess what? They told me in the middle of the day, hey, you don't fit in. That's it. That was their excuse to firing me. I just don't fit in because I was the top new kid that just came in and blowing the seniors out of the water, and I don't fit in, right? Because of my beautiful chocolate skin. But guess what? They were right. I don't fit in because I'm a trailblazer, and I'm here to change legacy, you guys. And the fact that I was hungry and I was seeking, I found this space. Okay, so enough about me, because you guys know who we have on the call today. If you guys do not know, personally, Melanie Greeno is the first woman that I actually saw at my first event in Houston. Okay, like I walked in and I saw a woman on stage. She was like, "So what?" And I was like, "They allow people to do that on stage? Who is this woman? I love her." Like, and she was, you guys, the first example as a woman of faith that I saw in a business space. I never saw that. A lot of people try to separate faith and God and business, and whatever it is that you may believe in, there's a higher power, you guys, and it moves for us as long as we move towards it. And she was that example for me. And I started studying her. I started studying her to the point in time where she actually knew my name. I remember one time she was like, "Hey, Femi," and I was like, did Melanie just say hi to me? You guys, this woman is not only a chairman 50, you guys, drop some chairman hundreds in the chat, because I already know that's done just because of the impacts and the leaders that she duplicate. And not only that, podcaster, you guys, like she made 300 million in sales in our industry. Do y'all know who do that? Because that is a powerhouse, okay? And not only that, she's a wife, she's a mom. You guys, I can go on and on, but the thing I love about her most is the person that she is. Her accolades and her success does not even define a fraction of who she is, okay? She touches hearts before she reaches out her hand to ask you to work with her. And that's what she has done for me from afar. And the fact that, I have slowly grown a relationship with her, I am just so grateful. You guys, pen, notepads, phones, if you have. Honestly, you should be writing because manifesting is it with the blue pen. If you know, you know. But if you have a phone, that's okay. We'll do that. Three house rules. Okay. Eliminate all, okay, devices of distractions. You are locked in. Melanie is straight to the point. Okay. She's going to hit it where it hurts, give you some value, and then you got to go apply. So we're not even going to be here that long. Without further ado, you guys, I will go ahead and bring up the myth, the legend, and the amazing woman that she is, Melanie Greeno. You are now host. Take it away. Love you.
I need to unmute myself. There we go. Well, first of all, I'm going to brag on Femi just for a minute, but I have to pause. Sylvia, at the gym, I see you. I see you crushing your cardio. Good girl. Like, seriously, keep going. I did that this morning, didn't want to, but good for you. Awesome. Now, I want, like, seriously, let's go. Give her some accolades for real, you guys. How many of you got on the treadmill for a half an hour today? How many? Like, really? Like, it's real. Like, you fit it in where you can. I love it. So good for you, Sylvia. All right, so I met Femi, and I've actually connected with her with some high-level people globally because of her attitude. And I want to talk about that just for a second, because your attitude will elevate you or it will demote you. So your attitude is the thing that will promote you or it will demote you. And Femi's attitude always promotes her. She's got a smile on her face. Dude, I have been a single mom of 2 kids. Well, I actually had my kid and 3 foster kids and a couple businesses and a pastor of a church. And I was busy. I had 44 employees. I started out, let's just break this down. I started out as a homeless single mom. Didn't want to stay there. Made a decision to change my life. Went back to school, became a pastor, opened a couple businesses. I was still single, running 2 companies with 44 employees, 65,000 a month in overhead before I made a dime, fostering youth group, like not youth groups, sibling groups, because the fact that children get split up after they lose their parents, like, just about kills me. So I had them in my home, and I was doing everything I knew how to do to get ahead, and I was stuck. And I meet Femi, and she comes along. She's got 2 kids, doing the deal. Single parenting is not for the faint of heart. And she has never one time showed up with anything less than that gorgeous smile she's got on her face right now. Like, literally every time. How's it going? The world could be falling apart. And she's like, it's great. Right? So I want you guys to know that your attitude will promote you or demote you, and you get to make the difference. So I know you guys are momentum. Congratulations. Let's take a minute and actually celebrate. Are you guys celebrating your success? Seriously, because I'm telling you, when what you celebrate escalates, right? So we have to celebrate. Now, what if you're not in momentum? What if there's a few of you on the call? Everyone else is moving and grooving and you are stuck. You're like, dang, I don't get it. I'm looking around. I don't understand what's going on. This is where your leadership skills are built. Your leadership skills are built when it's not working. Just so you know, when you're in momentum, everything looks good. You look smarter than you are, just so you know. So if you're in momentum right now, you look smart. You're not that smart, I promise. There's going to be a time where you're going to have to work out your leadership. I've been there and done that. I have been there where I'm like, triple rank advanced, top of the company, where? And then I've had massive pullbacks. And neither of those things are better or worse. The difference is our attitude, right? It's not what happens. It's what happens, how we respond to what happens, not what happens to us, but how we respond to what happens to us. So for those of you that are not in momentum yet, I talk fast. Do y'all need me to slow down? I've had a double cappuccino. I'm good to go. Should I slow down? Probably not going to happen. All right. So I want you guys to know that you get to decide in the moments of high and low what kind of leader you're going to be. And I'll tell you right now, true leadership comes from the quality of your vision and your ability to inspire others into action. Not me, sounds way smarter than me. It's John Maxwell. True leadership is the quality of your vision and your ability to inspire others into action. So can I just get a vote here? How many of you, and okay, I'm just gonna tell it like it is. I don't do fake. So like, if you showed up at this call at the bottom and that's where your energy's at, you're good with me. And if you showed up at the top and you are rocking and rolling and you're good with me, like there's no right or wrong answer. Like I'm telling you right now, this is a marathon, not a sprint. It's a marathon, not a sprint. I know the world is going to celebrate you at the top. It's going to celebrate you on stage. It's going to celebrate you when you're in momentum. It's going to celebrate you for being the top recruiter. It's going to celebrate you for all of those things, for rank advancing. And I want you to be celebrated for those things. But I want more for you to acknowledge and celebrate yourself for showing up when it's not working, for showing up when everybody else is getting results and you're not, for showing up when it's difficult, for showing up when you've had 50 no's in a row, for showing up when you're like, dang, I don't even know if this is for me. You've blown a trading account, right? You can't figure out people are making money left, right, and center with like crypto and Forex. And you're like, that's the third account I blew this week, right? Like understand that you showing up when it's hard is more important than you showing up when it's working by a lot. Okay, so I'm really grateful you guys are in momentum and it's working, but I want you to elevate each other and acknowledge that there's going to be people that are struggling in the working, right? They're struggling, but they're showing up. And so we celebrate the ones that show up even when it's not working, because if they keep showing up and they show up until it's working, it's going to work. Okay. So whether you're on the up or the down or the in between or the brand new, or you've been here a while or whatever's going on for you, just know that the commitment to learning, the commitment to leadership, the commitment to expanding your mind is actually more important than any accolade you're ever going to get. Although momentum is amazing. Now write this down. A momentum takes the stairs up and the elevator down. So if you're in the process, right, of building momentum, it's going to feel like some stairs, like Sylvia on that treadmill. That's how that's going to feel. Like you're trying to build momentum, you're working, it's burning. You've never worked this hard. You've never stretched this far. You've never had this much, rejection. You've never had so many people say they're going to do it and then they don't do it. Have you ever had somebody say, oh yeah, I'm in, and then ghost you? Who's had that happen? Yeah, give me a wave if you've had that happen, right? Or, oh yeah, no, for sure, I'll be there, and they don't show up. Or the best part, no, bro, I'm gonna be your next top earner. You don't even know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna become a millionaire with trading, and like 24 hours, 48 hours later, you can't even get a hold of them. Like, what just happened? Right? Like, what? That was fast, right? So understand that you're in the process of becoming a leader. I will promise you, your leaders, drop in the chat if you think, drop a 1 if you think that your leaders have had more rejection than you, if they've had more struggle than you, if they've been around longer than you and they're still here. Success leaves clues. Okay, success leaves clues. We've been doing this for 15 years. I told you guys I was broke home single mom, built my own companies, pastoring a church, inner city youth ministry, all kinds of stuff. I'm not your average pastor. I'm actually retired from it because I swear too much. But the reality is that I really want to help people and impact people, right? So I find network marketing, and then I find I Am Academy, which is education. And I'm like, wait a second. Education changes situations. And so I had to ask myself, is my vision aligned with the vision of I Am Academy? And the answer is yes, because here's what I know. How many of you believe you have been taught the wrong thing? Matt Rosa here, Mel. Love it. We got Amber. Matt, I'm so confused. I don't know if Matt Rosa is being Amber or Amber is saying good for Matt Rosa. I don't know what's happening, but I'm blonde, so give me a break. All right, so you guys understand that my vision aligned with the company's mantra of taking average, ordinary people and teaching them how to do Wall Street, but do it right. Okay, so I got excited about that. I'm like, wait a second, this is a tool to help the average person get free, right? Get free. And the reality is, you can not only build trading income, but more importantly, residual income. So let me tell you a little story. So a year ago, I guess it was almost a year and a half ago, not this Christmas, the Christmas before, so however long that is, my mom gets sick. I retired my mom with network marketing, with IM Mastery Academy. I retired my mom, right? 75 years old. She gets sick. She's like a little bit of a cough, not feeling so good. Starts turning gray. I'm like, Mom, I really think we should go to the hospital. She's like, I'm not going to the hospital. How many of you have those moms? I'm not going to the doctor. Those doctors, they don't know nothing, right? Typical mom. So I get her to the hospital. It's Friday afternoon, 4 p.m. 11 a.m. By 4 p.m., she's in emergency room. Within 48 hours, they put her in a coma and she's on a breathing tube. Totally healthy 75-year-old mom. I sat by her bed in the hospital for an entire month, didn't miss a day because of residual income. I didn't have to get online and trade. I didn't have to worry about if crypto was up or down. I didn't have to check in with the team. I didn't have to do anything because I built an asset that will pay me whether I'm working or not. You understand? Has it always been easy? No. Is it worth it? Hell yeah. Guess who couldn't sit by her bedside? Any of the rest of my family. 15 years ago, when I said yes to network marketing, when I borrowed $250 from my mother, by the way, ironic. It cost me $500 to get started in my first opportunity. I borrowed $250 of those dollars. I took $250 that I had, drained my account, by the way. Single mom, I had no money. I invested in that opportunity. I went to work at that opportunity like my life depended on it. Tip number one, I didn't go half in. I wasn't trying it. I wasn't going to get a trading testimony and then see if I could trade and then I'd tell people about it. That's not what I did. I said, okay, here's the reality. Everyone I know is working like a dog and not getting ahead. True or true? Is that true or true? Everybody I know is working like a dog and they're not getting ahead. Which means whether they want to admit it or not, everyone I know is struggling. Now I know that people want to pretend with their nice houses and their cars and their stuff that it's all fine, right? But it ain't fine. Robert Kiyosaki says 95% of the population controls 5% of the money. That means that there are 95 tiny, skinny little squirrels fighting over 5 nuts. On the other side, you have 5% of the population, investors or business owners, 500 people or more working towards a common financial goal. 95% of the money. 5 chubby little squirrels enjoying a giant pile of nuts. So do you want to be a skinny squirrel or a chubby squirrel? Straight up. You want to fight for 5 nuts? Right? Like I'm definitely, at that time, I was on the wrong side of money. And everyone I knew was on the wrong side of money, without exception. I didn't know any wealthy people. I didn't know anybody who was, had residual income or had a trading account or even was investing at all. They were just trying to scrape it together they were the skinny squirrels, right? Fighting over the 5 little nuts. So, right, I'm trying to get like Elvin, right? Okay, so here I am. I get into network marketing and I went all in. I literally made a list of everyone I knew. When they said make a list, I made a list. Oh, I know there's people out there. You don't need to bother your friends and family. Oh, okay. I guess you don't need to bother your friends or family if you want to leave them broke. If you want to leave them with the skinny squirrels fighting over the 5 nuts, I phoned my mom, I phoned my brother, I phoned my dad, my uncles, my cousins. I said, dude, give me your credit card. Why? Because we're going to get rich. They're like, doing what? I said, I'm not going to explain that to you right now. It's $500 to get started, and it's the worst financial decision you ever made if you don't join my team. They're like, well, what's it about? I'm like, I'll fill you in later. Send them a 15-minute video. They watched it. Worst video on the planet, by the way. Half of them got started, half of them didn't. Yeah, it was terrible, terrible video. You think you got to have the right tools? No, you don't. If you speak to a person's desire to change their life, it don't matter what you sound like. Oh, you don't know my people. No, I know your people. Your people are with the skinny squirrels. That's where your people are. And all skinny squirrels, the only thing they want is more nuts. Skinny squirrels don't want to fight with 95 other squirrels to get this much of a nut. They don't want it. So don't worry about it. It's your people, my people, those people, these people. People are people. Skinny squirrels are skinny squirrels. Okay? So that was number one. I went all in. And I'm doing it again, just so you know. Greg and I right now, we're going on a massive run. I'm moving back to Canada, which I don't even want to go to. I don't even want to live in North America. I've been living in South America for the last 3 years, but guess where my skinny squirrels are? My skinny squirrels are in the US and Canada. So I'm going to go get in the face of my skinny squirrels and say, yo, what are you doing? Do you guys know facts? Facts. Let me ask you a question. How many of you come to LA? Let's go. How many of you have had your bills go up in the last year? Gas costs more. Insurance costs more. Utilities cost more. Clothes cost more. Food costs more. Travel costs more. Plane tickets cost more. Across the board, North America, guess what's happened? Inflation. They're like, inflation's like 4%. I'm like, you are so foolish. They're just like pulling the wool over your eyes nonstop. It's like this programming. You're fine as they're like cutting off your toes. You're not fine. Like, my people are not fine. So we're going to go do what I just said, and I'm going to make a list of everyone I know. Here's why. Social media is great for recruiting. Social media is not great for team building. Hear me now, believe me later. You can get leads off social media, that's fine, but team building happens in person. I don't know. Why don't you guys drop a word in the chat? Where are you guys at? Tell me where you guys are at, where you live. Drop in the chat. Cali, LA, Dallas, Miami, AZ. Okay. Toronto, Florida, North Carolina. Okay, so literally there's not one single person on New Zealand. Okay, so Kay, you're the only one. My team flew, just so you know. That might be my team, I'm not sure. My team flew from New Zealand to Budapest. Time in the air, over 24 hours. 19 hours straight flight. Okay? There's not one person on here who shouldn't be in Arizona. I'm just going to tell it like it is. My first event, I had to borrow the money. Are you getting a theme? Because I didn't have any money. I had to borrow the money. I literally drove. Sounds like my mom's story. I walked both ways uphill in the dark and the cold. I drove 16 hours to my first event, right? On borrowed money and shared a room. I did not have the money to go. I'm going to tell you what that event did to my life in a minute. But if you are not registered for Arizona, I have to ask you why not. Carpool, drive. I don't care. Take a bus. Share a hotel room with 16 people. Find some other skinny squirrels that want to hang out for a hot minute. Right? They're skinny. They can share beds. It's fine. 6 dudes sleeping in a room. So what? I'm not kidding. Arizona will change your life. Events change lives. You know what happened to me at that event? This is what happened to me. I'm sitting in the audience, and I had a strong desire. Y'all know that, right? Strong desire to change my life. I did not want my kids to grow up the way I had grown up. I did not want my daughter to grow up in a household where you got one pair of shoes and one coat and you couldn't afford extracurricular activities. I didn't want that. So, and there was no money fairy coming to save me. I wasn't smart enough to marry rich. Not funny. Okay. Sorry. So anyway, I'm just testing you guys. But right. So the thing is, at that event, I literally was sitting in the audience, and the owner of that company came up to me after, my leader introduced me to him, and he said to me after, you know, there's always a few people in the audience that have a highlighter on them, and you are one of them. What do you plan to do with this company? I said, I'm going to put 5,000 people in this business in the next, whatever, I think I said 24 months. And he said, I look forward to seeing that. And he walked away. The leader that introduced me to him turned on his heel and hissed at me and said, why would you say something so stupid? I'm like, what do you mean, why would I say something so stupid? He's like, there's nobody in this company that's even done that. I said, yeah? Hold my beer and watch this. Actually, like, guess what I did? I actually started building my business, you know, got my business, momentum happened. It's all good, replaced my income, did all the things. Then I met Greg. Greg and I got married within 6 months, and we did exactly what I said we were going to do. So it doesn't matter the how. It doesn't matter if you have the skill set. I didn't know how to do this. It doesn't matter where you live. It doesn't matter what you look like. It doesn't matter who your friends are. My friends were broke. It does not matter. What does matter is your desire, your vision, and your commitment. Your desire, your vision, and your commitment. I believe vision comes first. Not that you have to see it clearly done, but you have to have a desire for a bigger vision, something that you want to do different with your life, right? Because profit producing activities, what are they? Taking people's interest, inviting them to look at a video, closing them on a call or a messenger, getting them started, and promoting. That's the only things you have to learn. How long does it take to learn them? Depends on how much you do it. Learning isn't done by watching a video. Learning is done when you do it. Because you're going to do it and you're going to be like, oh man, I probably shouldn't have said that, or I should have said this, or whatever. That's when you actually learn. You watch the videos to learn how, you get trained to learn how, but when you're doing it, that's when you learn how. Okay? So what's your vision? What have you decided that you're going to work for? Who has been telling you what you can become? What are you measuring your standard of success against? I'm talking to myself right now, guys. We have to level up on a continuous basis, because once you get to, how many of you want to make $5 grand a month? 5 grand a month. Give me a wave if you want to make 5. Okay. How many want to make 10 grand a month? 20 grand a month, 25, 50, 100, 250, 500. You saw Matt Rose on here. Chairman 750, rebuilding, I think Chairman 750, rebuilding his business. I'm just gonna give you guys this is a free tip. This is one of my, I'm gonna say it calmly because this is one of my soapboxes. It gets me a little fired up. There is no such thing as rebuilding. Write it down. There is no such thing as rebuilding. How many of you have had people join and quit? Okay. And then people like, you got to rebuild. Well, here's my free Melanie tip. You don't have to rebuild if you don't ever stop building. You don't build it and get somewhere and then stop, which we've been guilty of before. This is how I know this. If you keep building, you ain't never going to rebuild because you're just building. Rebuilding is depressing. Building is exciting. You understand? It's all mindset. You can talk yourself in or you can talk yourself out every single day. You can talk yourself in or you can talk yourself out every single day. And guess how often the world's going to try and talk you out of your dreams? Every single day. How often your family is going to try and talk you out of your dreams? Every single day. Your bad attitude is going to try and talk you out of your dreams every single day. Every single day. So you best be talking to yourself and talking yourself back in. Because otherwise, what are we doing? Like, what are we doing? If you're not talking yourself in every day, if you're not getting yourself fired up every day, by the way, write this down. I don't work to motivate people. I work with motivated people. I don't work to motivate people. If you need my motivation today to get your ass in gear, what do you need tomorrow? My motivation. And then what do you need the next day? My motivation. Your motivation needs to come from the quality of your vision. Now, if all you can see right now is $5,000 a month, that's a great vision. If you can see hope for $10,000 a month, that's an even better vision. It's an even better vision. But the money is never the answer, I promise you. So what are you gonna do with the money? When you get $10,000 a month, well, $10,000 a month, if you're in California, you're barely gonna pay your bills, is what you're gonna do. like seriously, hey, you're broke at $10,000 a month in California. Like actually, like straight up. Where I'm from, Vancouver, Canada, you are broke at $10,000 a month. The average 2-bedroom apartment in Vancouver, $4,000 a month. Utilities, $1,000 a month. Phone bill, $120. Internet, $120. Car insurance, $350. Gas, $600. Food, 3 items, $1,000. It's ridiculous what's going on, right? We have to laugh about it because otherwise we just all sit down and cry. So here's what we need to realize. It's like, who are you doing this for? Who wins if you win? Who are you, look, that puppy, I can't. Who wins if you're going to win? Who wins? My husband knows, I tell him all the time, the only thing that motivates me is my family, for me. Right? For some of you, it's not going to be your family, and that's okay. It doesn't have to be what motivates. What motivates me doesn't have to be what motivates you, right? But when you figure out your bloodline, who comes after you exactly? Maybe for you, it's just doing it to say you did it because you ain't never done anything you said you're going to do before. For some of you, especially men on here, you need to do it to prove to yourself you can friggin' do it. Like the world's been putting their finger in your face, telling you to sit down, shut up, and be a nice boy for long enough already. Right? Like, what are we doing? By the way, don't get distracted with what the world's trying to get you addicted to. You got video games, shut them off. You guys know that there's like subliminal programming in those video games. I know Matt plays video games. Sorry, Matt. After you get to Chairman 500, you can play some video games. But until you get your mind straight, no video games. Social media, you go on social media to make posts and make money, and that's the only reason. We don't scroll, we don't consume, we create, right? You're giving your energy to the opposite sex. Unless you're married, you're just making yourself broke. Have you read Think and Grow Rich? Have you read Thinking? If you haven't read Think and Grow Rich, you need to go get that book. because it literally says men are so busy spilling their seed on the ground, they ain't getting rich. What do you think they're talking about? Sorry, gentlemen. Ladies, your power, when you give it away, you're literally giving away your money. Money is energy. That can be saved for when you're married. You don't need to be doing that right now. And not for any religious reason, but actually because the transmutation of sexual energy is real. That's real. Also, don't sleep with your downlines. Very dangerous game. Okay, that's a free tip also. Seriously, don't do it. It's a rule. Okay, so let's talk about vision and mission. Let's talk about vision and mission. What mission are you on right now? There's a couple of you that need to straighten your stuff out. I can tell by the smiles on your face. Okay, so what mission are you on right now? Who are you here to serve? See, your motivation will come when you realize this isn't about you. It was never about you in the first place. This ain't never been about you. It's about you because you got started, but now it's not about you anymore. It's not about you. Because you know what? How many of you want to know the secret to not quitting? You guys want to know the secret? Because they always say stick, stay, get your pay, right? Stick, stay, get your pay. You guys want to know the secret to not quitting? I'm going to give it to you right now. Promise somebody else you're going to stick and stay and get your pay. Because then when you go to quit and you got 10 people looking at you like, what? You told me you're going to do this with me. You told me that this was the path. You told me that this was the way we were going. You told me we were going to learn trading. You told me. Trust me, it's way harder to quit on other people. You can talk yourself out like that. But when you got 10 people, 20 people, 50 people, 100 people looking at you, you're not going to quit. That's why the mission has to be about the community and the unity, which you guys are doing so well right now. But let me ask you, how many of you have people on your list that even though the team's in momentum, even though there's people making money trading, even though it's going the right direction and they're making money in the comp plan, you haven't reached out to the people on your list? Where you're telling me right now, you're telling yourself right now, put a 0 in the chat if you ain't reached out to anybody yet. It's okay. I want to know where you're at because we're going to change it tonight. So here's what you want to do. Create a mission where you can all join it. I love it. Ray, thank you for being honest. Asia, T-Money, thank you, thank you, thank you. I love it. I haven't yet. That's right. That's okay. Because tonight, you're going to decide who you want to lead away from the skinny squirrel pile. And at least show them how they can access the big pile of nuts. Because I'll tell you right now, those skinny squirrels, they're working their butts off. They're trying to do everything they know how to do to get money. They're trying to figure out how to live. They're trying to figure out what's right, what's working, what's not working. They're trying to figure it out. And you have an actual answer to show them how to change it, like a real answer. Okay? So as you go about your week this week, I want you to do 2 things for me. Number 1, when you get up in the morning, I want you to be grateful that you're alive and that you're in this opportunity with this community and that you have potential that's untapped, but you have a way to tap it. Because there's a whole bunch of people out there that feel empty, pointless, missionless, moneyless. They're lost. They've got anxiety. They've got depression. Let me just fill you in on something. Do you know why I believe anxiety is at an all-time high? Do you guys want to know why I believe that that's the case after working with literally hundreds of thousands of people? Because there's a financial freight train coming at their house and they can't stop it. They don't know what to do. They work jobs they don't love with people they don't even like to barely make enough money. I had a millennial tell me today, she goes, you know, when people were making enough money to at least go out and enjoy the weekend and at least go out for dinner, this whole situation was bearable. But now that they're working 2 jobs and have no money, it's not even bearable for them. Real talk. You guys have an answer. So we get up in the morning, we're grateful. Number 2, who can I serve today? Who can I serve today? Somebody comes into your mind, call them. Somebody shows up in your social media feed, get a hold of them. You walk past somebody in the street and you feel prompted to talk to that person, talk to them. For real. I had a prompting this week to reach out to somebody I haven't talked to in 3 years. She was an IM before. She knows me well. Haven't seen her, haven't been talking to her. I messaged her and I said, hey, I just want to check in with you. What's going on in your world? What's new? We started chatting. I said, would you like to get on a Zoom and just catch up and, you know, hear what we're working on? You know, who's making money? What's going on? She said, I love that. And we get on the Zoom and she goes, I don't know why you reached out to me just now, but I've been wondering what I was going to do with my life. That's how it works when you tap in. And when you tap in and tune in and you're turned on and you get a hold of somebody, trust me, it's going to be the right somebody. Now, does that mean I'm not going to call the other 10 people on my list? No, absolutely. I'm calling the other 10 people on my list. I've been doing 10 reach outs a day, 10 reach outs a day, 10 reach outs a day, 10 follow-ups a day, 10 reach outs, 10 follow-ups, 10 reach outs, 10 follow-ups. But when I say, who can I serve today? And I get a prompting, those are the top people I get a hold of, whether I feel like it or not. You understand? So you guys are going to meet people all of the time. And I'm not just talking about in I also want you guys to be good humans. I was at breakfast today, and where we're staying is attached to like a hospital. And there's a whole bunch of really old people here, really old. And there's this old guy shuffling across the restaurant with a little walker, can't walk without it. And it's self-service. He's going to get a coffee and 10 people walk by. Ask yourself, how is that guy going to get a coffee and carry it back to his table? I said to him, sir, would you like me to grab that coffee for you? He said, you're an absolute angel. Thank you. He almost cried over a coffee. So who can I serve today is going to lead you to helping people that you maybe would have walked by before, but that's the energy that attracts the right people to your business. Because you said it, Femi, in the beginning, this business is built in the energy of love. Money is energy. When you're in love and you're open and you're giving and you're sowing and you're planting, help in any way possible. When you're doing all of those things, guess what? It all comes flooding back to you. It all comes flooding back to you, and you won't even know why or where from. The harvest doesn't always come from the place you plant. Write that down. The harvest doesn't always come from the place that you did the planting. I planted the seed with that dude this morning, and guess what? I know there will be a harvest of people coming back to me because I sowed love into a man who was lonely and frustrated and stressed, and it took me 2 minutes. 2 minutes made me feel better, made him feel better. What energy is that sending out, and what vibration am I going to get back? You understand? So vision and mission, very important. I want you guys to make a commitment tonight. Don't leave the Zoom without making a commitment to your future. The people will come and go. Love them on the way in, love them on the way out, right? They're going to come and go. Stay in a state of building. But what are you building? Yeah, you're building I am, but what you're really building is a check that you can cash that's going to fund your future. That's what you're really building. Your skill set when you're trading, what you're really building is a skill set no one can take away from you. Nobody can take that from you. They can take a lot of stuff, but they can't take that. You know? So as you're envisioning your mission, your vision is what you want to create, where you want to go, who you want to be. Your mission is who do you want to bring with you on that trip? Who do you want to bring with you on that trip? Profit producing activities, right? Reach out to your list, show them the videos, get them connected, plug them into something that's not you, get them to the events, promote. Yes, awesome. Be a product of the product, right? Be a product of the product. I do mindset education every Tuesday at noon. I think it's noon, check the schedule. My husband's every Thursday, right? The Mindset Academy, get in there. The Personal Development Academy, get into your trading, right? Nano's on like all the time. Get into his, like, pay attention, get into the stuff. And finally, you guys, get to Arizona. Like, for real. This is the first US convention this year, in the last year. And we don't know when the next one's going to be. And if we don't show up and show off, I don't know. I would take it back overseas. So don't be like, oh, I'll get to the next one. If you're a leader, you don't have the luxury of the next one. How many of you on here are leaders? Drop in the chat if you're a leader. Put a 1 in the chat if you're a leader. All right. Every single person on this call should put a 1 in the chat, unless you're driving. Don't do it. Lonry, I see you. Don't do it. So, right? You're driving. Don't do it. But honestly, every single one of you, you're a leader far before you have the results. And that's where I'm going to wrap this call up. I want you to write this down. You are a leader far before you have the results. What do I mean by that? Leadership starts with leading yourself well. It starts with doing the things you don't want to do when you need to do them. It starts with doing the profit producing activities, going to the events when you can't afford it, share rooms, go find some skinny squirrels that want to go to convention with you, right? Get down there. But the reality is that if you can't lead you, if you can't be trusted with the small things, you're never going to lead the big things. That's facts. I know Matt Rosa was on here. You guys got Nano. I mean, just think about your leadership. These guys, they lead themselves well. Matt, when he started, was a little rough around the edges. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's become an amazing leader. He's become a very well-spoken leader. He's become a good trader. He's become all of these things. He's become a faithful husband. He's become all of these things. He became them. But when he started with the intention of becoming the best version of himself. And that's what he's doing. Same with Nano. You don't have to have it all figured out yet. You don't have to know how to be a good trader yet. You don't have to have it all, laid out yet. But your intention needs to be that you're going to do your very best at all times. And your best is good enough, by the way. Jim Rohn says your best is good enough. You give it your all and your best is good enough. And your best might be a little bit worse or a little bit better than somebody else's. That has nothing to do with anything if it's your best. Let me ask you this question. Have you been giving your business and your trading and your life your best? Have you been giving it your best? Some of you are going to say yes. Some of you are like, no, don't want to admit it, but I haven't been. All right. So tonight, we're going to level up. We're going to level up. I want to listen to that song, Level Up Once, Level Up Two Times. That song, right? We need to level up. I'm talking to myself right now, right? I had the longest work day I've had in a hot minute today. I've been on Zooms back to back, right? You guys can do better. And I'm just going to talk to you real talk. I expect you to do better. You guys are amazing. You've been created with a plan and a purpose. You're here for a reason. You've been hand chosen for this moment with this team in this time at this particular moment in history. And you have the opportunity to go all the way to your vision, to your mission, impacting literally hundreds, thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of lives. You have the opportunity to go save a whole bunch of skinny squirrels, right? And the reality is that's all going to happen with or without you. But if you've been called to it, shouldn't you do it? How much better are you going to feel about yourself if you actually do the thing that you've been called to do? So I'm so grateful to be here. Of course, the leadership of this team is amazing. Femi, thank you for hosting always. But I want you guys to do me a favor. I want you right now, everybody get out their phones. I want you to take a picture. And I want for you to remember, this is the moment that you decided to increase your commitment to your future, even if it's by 5%. Even if it's by 5%. And I want you to write down why you're doing this for real. Not why the world says you should do it. It's never about the money. It's always about what the money will bring, what the money will provide. But I want you guys to literally tonight make a decision that come hell or high water, you are going to do it for you. You're going to do it for your family or for whoever you're doing it for, and you're not going to give up until it's done. Doesn't matter who comes, doesn't matter who goes, doesn't matter what leader takes a stupid pill and decides the grass is greener, doesn't matter, if you, blow a trading account or not. All of that is temporary. The vision that's been put in your heart, that's eternal. The vision inside of you, the greatness. Let me ask you one more question before we go. How many of you know you have greatness inside of you? You know it. You know it like you know it, like you know it, and it's trying to get out, and you might feel a little frustrated, and you might feel a little stuck, but you got greatness inside of you that was put there. It was put there. You're not imagining it, it's real. The ones who are crazy enough to believe that they can are the ones that will. The ones that are crazy enough to believe that they can are the ones that will. So choose to believe tonight. Choose to get a little uncommon, a little uncomfortable, get a little crazy, right? If Matt can do it, you can do it. If Nano can do it, you can do it. If I can do it, Greg can do it. Any other leader in this company can do it. I promise you, you can do it. There's nothing special about these people, except they chose to believe that they could. I love you guys. Back to you, Femi. Thank you, thank you, thank you, guys. Tag me on social if you want to send me your stuff. I love it. I love to see it. And I'm always here. So we'll see you in Arizona. Oh, and I will be watching to see who shows up. Bye for now. You probably need me to pass it back to you, do you? There. How about now?
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Can we drop a thank you in the chat, you guys? Sheesh. Yeah, I've had breakthroughs. I have legit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pages of notes. So, you guys, we have a lot of other calls going on, but before we get out of here, ACT, what will you apply from this call? What will you change from this call? And what will you teach, you guys? I love you, family. Be intentional, be great. Let's get it. And let's go. Good night.
Everyone has a path to discover. And with every path, there are challenges, obstacles, and rewards. One's greatest key to navigating their path starts from within with their mindset. All of our relationships, business endeavors, and even emotions are contingent upon how we train our mindset. It is perhaps the greatest point of leverage we have upon our lives. Introducing I Am Academy's personal development course, a transformative program designed to unlock the full potential of your mind and pave the way for elevating your mindset. Our course goes beyond traditional education, focusing on the power of the mind and how it shapes your actions and outcomes. This course helps students cultivate a growth mindset, conquer self-limiting beliefs, and develop unwavering determination. Gain the mental resilience to face challenges head on and turn obstacles into stepping stones towards greatness. Join us today and embark on a journey of self-discovery and empowerment. At I Am Mastery Academy, we've been teaching for over 10 years. Join the personal development course today and learn how to become the best version of yourself.